Are we ready to go? Yeah. Okay, I'm Tim Thielman. I'm the Executive Director of the Campaign for Greater Buffalo History, Architecture, and Culture. We've been involved in all of the major historic preservation and urban design issues in Buffalo for the last 30 years. One of the biggest ones is Buffalo Central Terminal, a magnificent railroad station which fell into disuse and was abandoned. People come up to me, Tim, geez, you're a founder of this Restoration Corporation, which is a model for things which came after it. And geez, you don't want a train station to go back in Central Terminal. And it's because I don't believe a train station is actually going to restore the beautiful building of the Buffalo Central Terminal. And the economic revitalization of an entire neighborhood depends on a lot more than a few people going back and forth to a train station. It may come as a shock to some people, but the range of money going to historic preservation in these options to bring train service back to Central Terminal is between 0 and 5%. One of the options does not even have people entering the station itself. If you combined all of Buffalo's train stations into Central Terminal, number one, you'd get 3/4 of people coming after 6 p.m. and before 7 a.m. when everything's closed. They're no good to you. So you're left with maybe 40,000 people who possibly will come during the hours your businesses are open. Well, guess what? There are more people using Central Terminal now. The Dingus Day events, you have Halloween events. It already, because of its intrinsic quality, wow, it's this beautiful building on top of this hill, it's attracting people. And it's a specific type of person, because the person taking the train is like, just get me on the train, just get me off the train. People going there to hear a concert, to attend a Dingus Day thing, they're setting out. I'm going to have an adventure, and I'm going to spend 3 or 4 hours doing it. That's the clientele you want. And say, I could imagine living in this neighborhood. Other neighborhoods have done that. Larkinville is an example of, holy cow, did they transform the image of that neighborhood? That's a lot sounder strategy than hoping night trains will deliver your salvation. This is just a view of a mythical city. Let's say you don't know where this city is, you see a big body of water before you, place a dot where you would put a transportation center for this city. Chances are you're gonna place it right here. And the reason you would do it is because you see all routes of transportation leading to this one point. We've had a downtown train station there since, the 1840s when trains first came to Buffalo. We started right there at the Erie Canal and the Buffalo River. When we built our streetcars, they all emanated from downtown. So downtown Buffalo has always been the center of transportation. One of the key things that we're looking at is shutting down our existing Amtrak station downtown, abandoning a downtown train station. A very important threshold in transportation is 30 minutes. We did a little comparison of what you can reach by 30 minutes on public transportation from the existing or proposed railroad sites in Buffalo. One is the Central Terminal, one is the existing Exchange Street station downtown. And what we found, particularly when we overlaid it with the population density of Buffalo, was that by far the best performance in reaching the greatest number of people in the shortest amount of time by public transportation was Exchange Street, including places on the east side itself, which are more easily accessible to downtown and back and forth. If you were to put the train station at Central Terminal, for example, you'd be now imposing new costs on people who live in Black Rock. Round trip to the Central Terminal, it might be a $40 cab ride. Central Terminal is introducing a problem which doesn't now exist. We have our train station downtown, it's efficient to reach. We've got to make it better and more exciting, and we got to start treating train passengers like human beings instead of troglodytes who belong underneath a thruway overpass.
Downtown. Downtown.
And this is a magnificent opportunity to build on that heritage, to build on the investments we have made in our transportation system, in reconstructing the Erie Canal, and to use it to galvanize our transportation system into a intermodal hub, which includes a new Amtrak station, a local bus station, the Metro Rail, and intercity bus. And it's all underneath what formerly was a blight, the New York State Thruway, and now it's been transformed from a dark, threatening cave into a light-filled train hall that's our train station, which connects us to Toronto, Albany, New York City, Chicago, Boston, and even more. It gives us a dignified presence on the streets. Take something that is today being used as a parking lot underneath the thruway and transform the thruway itself from being a barrier to being a means of connection between the waterfront and downtown. And then you come up out of the station, and what do you see? You see an active hotel, active office building, new construction, new apartments. And then you see other modes of empowerment, places to get around if you don't have access to a car. You have the NFTA buses, which will take you on 70 different routes throughout Western New York, bang, through the doors, where you can see the Metro Rail, which everything in downtown within essentially 2 blocks of the Metro Rail is free access. You hop on the train, you're there. Each of these elements acts as kind of a lighthouse, a place of refuge. You know you're going to find other people there, you're secure, and in the immediate vicinity are facilities that a traveler needs. They're there now, okay? You don't have to wait 30 years for maybe it to be built. Other facilities in the neighborhood, you want to go to a bar or a restaurant, you can get a sandwich in downtown Buffalo at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're getting here, and you're doing it all on systems which already exist at fares that are the basic fare for getting on a Metro bus. But the key is, you're not building any new infrastructure at all. There is no additional public expense. There's already an agency called Buffalo Place, which do things like plowing the snow when it snows. Taken care of. Litter pickup, done. And where people are meeting and businesses being transacted, you get this wonderful virtuous spiral where the existing people there doing business attracts other people. People are living there now. So that's a very efficient way to spend money. You solve multiple problems with each dollar. You don't create new problems. In order to make downtown Buffalo work well, in order for the waterfront to work well, they have to be one uninterrupted piece. Oh, you're going to this wonderful place that in fact extends from the Buffalo River, a mile north. So this is a urban development dream, and we're inches away from realizing that dream.